Hi guys, welcome back. I don't know if you can see it, but I can feel it. I have just had the worst, most out of control allergies these last couple of days. And the funny, not funny thing about having bad allergies is that I'm actually allergic to most allergy medicine. My doctors and I haven't figured out what exactly, what ingredient causes me to break out in hives when I take that medicine, but for whatever reason, I can't take any allergy medicine aside from like this cocktail of medication from, like, it has to be a prescription, and I really don't like the way that makes me feel, so I just suffer through. So if my eyes look red, my nose looks red, I'm sniffling, it's the allergies. They are driving me crazy. So what I thought I'd do today is something kind of fun, because I just got in an order from shopmissa.com, and if you haven't watched my first video on that, I'll link it right up here in the little eye. Everything on their website is $1. There are some things that cost a little more. Like they have eyeshadows, single eyeshadows for like $2.50. They have the magnetic palettes for like $5, things like that. But for the most part, unless you're shopping their own house brand, everything on their website is $1. What I got this time around was they had this promotion going. It was something like Paw Paw Animal Charity. So there's a couple of products that if you purchased it, they were a little more than $1. It was like $1.55 or $1.50 or I don't know, something like that. And they would donate that extra 55 cents or 50 cents or whatever it was to charity, to an animal charity, if you bought that product. So that's something that I definitely support. I love animals. I have 2 crazy kittens running around right here next to me, and thought I'd give these a try. So they came out with these set of 5 oval brushes. This was $5.55, so 55 cents extra. That goes to charity. And then they came out with 3 different sponges, and these are supposed to be even softer and better blending than the first ones they came out with. There's one that's shaped like a beauty blender. There's one that's kind of shaped like, I don't even know, it looks kind of like the Morphe sponge, if you guys have seen that one. And one that looks like the Real Technique sponge. If you did watch that first review that I did for the Shop Miss A $1 full face of makeup, I tried out this black version of it, and this is like the first generation one. I thought it was okay at first, but it's really too dense, too hard, and it doesn't really just feel good on your skin. It kind of soaks up the product rather than, you know, helping distribute it around your face. So we'll see how these ones do. I think I'm actually going to use the one that's shaped like a beauty blender, because that one is the most intriguing right now. And let's go ahead and open up this set of 5 oval brushes. It comes in varying sizes, so you have the big one. Ooh! They are actually incredibly soft, and they are definitely, they're really, really dense. I don't know if I can do this, but look at how dense that is. It's crazy. This Wonder Blender is supposed to be softer and better, just better in general than this one was, so it is softer. We'll see about better blending. I have already washed, moisturized, and primed my face, so I've decided to go straight in with a foundation to test these brushes and this new sponge out. I picked the Bourgeois Radiance Reveal Healthy Mix Foundation because I know how this one performs, and I like the finish of it. It's not too thick, it's not too like watery and goopy, so I thought this would be a good one to try with these. On half my face, I'm going to try this big round brush, and on the other half, I'm going to try the sponge, and we'll see what happens. So I guess I'll just do the sides that I have in my hands now. So brush, sponge. I think I'm more curious about the brush, so I'm really just going to pump this straight on, like one pump onto the brush, and just kind of see how it does. Kind of getting in my hair a little bit. You kind of have to hold down the head of this brush because it wiggles around a lot, which is a little scary. Like, I feel like if you use any kind of rough movement at all, this is going to snap. I mean, it is $1, so I still want it. I still want it to live a little while. And let's do just a little more here. I kind of feel like I didn't do a very good job. Then we can see if it builds a little bit too. It does build. Doesn't streak or anything. It doesn't like lift what's already on your face. So that's kind of nice. Does kind of have a hard time getting around my nose, but this is the biggest one, so I'm not sure what I was expecting. Now, let's try the sponge. I'm gonna do like I would normally do with my Eco Tool sponge. I'm just gonna put a pump on the back, and that's it. First of all, this sponge is leaps and bounds better than this one. It's 55 cents more, so if you don't mind spending the 55 cents and you want to donate that to charity, just please get the pink one. Don't get the black one or like the dark pink one. Get this light like baby pink. So much better. I still feel like this coverage isn't as good as the brush, but you know, sometimes that's kind of to be expected with a sponge. I feel like it kind of, before I get it the way I want it, it's kind of moving it around a little bit and creating little like sponge marks. So you get like these little sponge pat marks everywhere on your face, which you can blend out eventually, but you know, when you're first starting that layer of foundation, it's just like pounce mark, pounce mark, pounce mark everywhere. We do have 4 other sizes of brushes to test, so I guess I'm going to try some concealer and see how this does under my eyes. I guess let's go ahead and just try this next one down, like the second largest one for under the eyes, and see how this does. This actually really isn't that bad, honestly. It is kind of hard to get like in this corner of my eye here. I do conceal there because I have a lot of darkness there and then under my eyes, but actually this really isn't that bad. Okay, and let's try this side with the sponge. I guess I'll use the tip of it. Oh, I kind of feel like the sponge just took some of it away though. Okay, definitely less coverage with concealer with the sponge. The Shape Tape is really thick, so normally my sponge doesn't like soak this up if I use a sponge, but this one just like took it all in, so don't recommend that for concealer. Before I set everything with a powder, I do want to try a cream contour and like a liquid concealer and kind of see how it does. So we're going to do the contour first. This is the Milani Contour and Highlight Cream and Liquid Duo in Fair to Light. So I'm just going to, or I normally would contour. I'm going to do it kind of dark too so I can really see what's going on. Do some on my forehead and just a little on my nose here. I think I'm actually going to try the second largest brush again. It doesn't have any residue really from the Shape Tape, so I'm going to try this on my face and see how this does. I still feel like this is less of an issue on this one, but it still feels like a little flimsy, like the connection. I'm going to hold the back of this one too. Just see how this does. Wow. I do kind of feel like it took away a little bit of the product, but it did leave me with like a really nice subtle contour. That's nice. Okay, let's try the forehead. Let's try the sponge on this side and see if it does anything. The sponge actually wasn't bad either, but I think I kind of prefer the brush. It also goes like great right up to my hairline, which blends it out really nice there. Sometimes like pigment gets stuck and it just looks really bad. That looks really good. Now let's try one of these, I guess, for my nose. I guess let's use this little vertical one here. I've never been really big on nose contouring because I don't think I've ever really had like a good brush for it. This was really good. And lastly, let's try out a little bit of this liquid highlight. I haven't powdered my face yet, so I'm not putting this on top of a powder. I'm just going to draw a line on each side where I want it. And I'm going to use the ittiest, bittiest brush of all, this tiny little round one, and just see how this goes. Wow. Man, these little brushes are like killing it. These little oval ones. Dang. Okay, I'm gonna try a clean side of the sponge too. I know I swapped sides with my face. I'm just bad. And, oh well. Let's see how the sponge does. Sponge isn't really doing anything. It's not blending. Like, I still see a line. And where I have this really nice glow going on here, this one is almost gone. So I think that's mainly everything that I would kind of use these for. I know I look crazy. I only have foundation on and some really random stuff going on my face. But I am thoroughly impressed with these brushes. These were like a surprise, like sleeper hit. I think it did pretty good with the foundation. It definitely got a lot better coverage than the sponge did, for sure. This one here with the nose contour, I don't even nose contouring every day because this is so awesome. It's perfect. It's small, it's narrow, and it's just the right size for your nose. This was amazing. I actually really liked the way the concealer blended out as well with this second largest brush. And this one did my contour too. This was so good. Now, I do feel like these kind of pick up some product and don't deposit it back on your face. So I got a much lighter contour than what I actually put on my face. I thought I put a lot on, but it came out really nice and subtle. It did kind of take away a little bit of the foundation. Like, you can see it soaked into the bristles quite a bit. But it got pretty decent coverage for one pump, and I'm not mad at it. I do feel like they're a little bit on the flimsy side. You know, I think I've said this like 5 times already, but the connection between the head and the handle is so tiny. It's like 1/4 of an inch, and this is a massive brush head. So the more pressure you start putting on the handle, pressing this like into your skin, the weaker this connection is going to become, and it's inevitably just, it's going to break. Let's be serious. And all of them are kind of like that, but as they get smaller, it seems to be less of an issue. Obviously because of like the area of the head. But these two here, the biggest two, I definitely think if I'm not careful and very gentle, I'm probably going to snap these eventually. These little ones I probably won't have a problem with. I think they'll be fine. But definitely think these two might have some issues in my future. Now as for the sponge, if you're comparing this to the original version, this pink one is just so much better. It is softer, it's bouncier, it feels good on the skin, but it does soak up some of your product. I got a much sheerer foundation application on this side with sponge, so if you're not looking for full coverage and you do want to sheer out a foundation, I think this is a good option. And for some reason though, this sucked up my Shape Tape, and that almost never happens with anything that I ever use. It's so thick. I don't know how this did it. I did kind of like it for the contour blending, which I was really surprised about. I can't really tell much of a difference on my forehead where I had contoured on each side. So foundation, you want a sheer application, this is the way to go. Don't recommend it for concealer, it sucks it up, but I did like it for contouring. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining me on this little brush adventure. I am not a Shop Miss A affiliate or anything, but I will leave links to everything down below that I've been talking about. I'm not going to make any money off the links if you click them. They're really just there for you guys, like for ease of searching. But I do really like this website because almost everything is $1, and a lot of the products will really surprise you. You know, sometimes you think, oh my god, it can't possibly be that good. It's probably gonna break, and it's gonna be like awful quality, and it's gonna smell funny, or you know, something like that. But a lot of the products have really surprised me, so I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. Remember, if you guys like these videos, don't forget to give them a big thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys!